What's up, everybody? My name is Tim Ruswick, and today we're talking about the Bartle Taxonomy of player types. And if you don't know what that is, we're going to get into what it is, why it's important, and how you can use it to make better games. Now, Bartle really went through this in detail, and this was specifically designed for MMOs, massive multiplayer online games, originally. But basically, it was used to kind of describe the different types of players and what their motivations are. So I'm going to pull up a graphic here so you can kind of see. We are looking at 4 different quadrants: compete, express, collaborate, and explore. Now, the words that he used to describe them are killers, achievers, socializers, and explorers. And basically, each group is in the game for a different thing. And as you can see, this is a graph, so you don't necessarily fall into one of these categories. The player doesn't fall into one of these categories. Usually it's a range, right? It can be anywhere from the left side all the way to the right side, any from the top to the bottom. Usually people fall inside one of these 4 areas. And basically, in the killers area, or the compete area, these are people that like PvP. These are people that like Call of Duty and Halo and games where you put other players against each other. They like the multiplayer aspect of games. If they can compete against other players, or there's a high score system or whatever, these kind of players are super motivated by that. In this express section, people want to express themselves. These are also achievers. So these people want to achieve things. They want to beat the game. They want 100% things. My girlfriend Nicole is definitely in that quadrant because she has 100%ed every Assassin's Creed. And she wears all the gear, and she's always in Destiny. Whenever we play Destiny, she's always like pimping out the next cool little outfit that she got. And it's cool to see that, like, players take what you give them and express themselves. They achieve things. They do cool things that you never thought they would do. And giving an outlet to players like this can really, really be helpful. So the next one's collaborate. These are socializers. These are the people that want to interact with others. This can take the form of a multiplayer game, right? Like maybe I played Destiny a lot, so a raid activity in Destiny where you need 6 players to kind of go through and complete this activity. There's a lot of people that enjoy that kind of activity, but there's a lot of people that play games just to kind of hang out with other people. I know, me personally, my brother lives across the United States, 3,000 miles away. So the only way that we really hang out most of the time is by playing Xbox. And we don't do that nearly enough, but we'll be in a party. We'll be playing a game. Sometimes we play a game together. Sometimes we don't. But we just hang out and talk to each other. And it's kind of really cool to see that. And this doesn't necessarily need to apply to people and interacting with people and collaborating with other people. Even in real time, this doesn't have to be a multiplayer thing. This can be other things inside the world where they collaborate with pieces of the world or NPCs or build things or whatever it is. So it can just kind of be interaction based. The next section is explore, and these are the explorers. Crazy name, I know. But basically, these are the people who like to find all the nooks and crannies. They like to go inside and find the secrets and jump around. This is something that Destiny's big on too. Not so much Destiny 2, but the old Destiny. Recently with the Forsaken expansion, there's been a little bit of this. But basically, there's a lot of hidden things. There's a lot of hidden crazy secrets in these different places. And it's hard to find this stuff out. Not everybody can find this stuff out. Not everybody understands this stuff. So there's entire sections, there's entire subreddits, entire forums dedicated to people that like to go in this game and explore stuff. And there are plenty of games for explorer types. These guys tend to like procedurally generated stuff. They like to find stuff. They like the fine-tuned, handcrafted design with lots of little secrets. And all of this in context is really, really important because everybody has some of this in them. They may not be all the way over here or here or here or whatever, but they're somewhere in this graph, right? And of course, there could be other sections. This isn't a massively complete 100% Bible of game design, but it's worth it to take into account who your players are gonna be. You can add stuff for all these player types in your game, or you can add stuff. We just had a subscriber while I'm filming this video, which Diego, now you're famous. Or you can add stuff where basically you can go all the way in one specific area. So you can go to explore. You can make an exploration game that's 100% about exploration, right? Like you can go full scale into exploration, which a lot of people do. Same thing with collaborate or compete. You can make a multiplayer only game where people compete against each other, right? Or you got a high score game with a scoreboard, whatever it is. Or you can make a game where you could just express yourself, right? A lot of people use Minecraft to just express themselves, to just build stuff all the time. That's what they do. They just build stuff. And it's really interesting when you see a lot of this come together because if you have motivations for multiple players, you can attract more people, right? Like the more players that your game kind of applies to, the more people that are attracted to your game. So it makes total sense to kind of take into some of this account, especially if you have a system of progression or you have a system that allows people to interact. Giving different things to different player types can really, really help. So adding little secrets defined for the explorers, adding little pieces of gear or different things that the expression people that can add, adding ways to compete, adding a scoreboard, adding a timer, adding something to it, adding ways to collaborate or share stuff, right? Not just with people in the game. They can share screenshots of what they did. They can share different things outside of the game. Adding that stuff in can be really important. Like I said, you don't necessarily have to take all this into account for every game. It depends on the game. But taking into account that different player types want different things from games is really, really important. So figure out where your game lies in this, what parts of this you want, and why. And I think you'll be better off as far as game design goes. So I think that'll work out. So that's all I got for you today. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Say thank you to Diego for popping by and subscribing while I'm filming a video. I appreciate Diego. If you have any questions on this, I'll put a link down in the description if you want to do a little more research on yourself. But that's all I got for you today. I will see you again tomorrow.